Chapter 3. Proclaim the Gospel to every creature. The transmission of divine revelation. Handing on the faith. Blessed John the 23rd, Pope from 1958 to 1963, believed that the Church needed a pastoral renewal that would enable the Church to minister more effectively to contemporary society. In his time, he sensed that new ways were needed to communicate Christian doctrine to reveal the inherent attractiveness of the gospel, while protecting its integrity. He said in his address to the bishops at the opening of the Second Vatican Council in 1962, Christian doctrine should be guarded and taught more efficaciously. When he spoke about the Church as being the source of unity for all peoples, he based his teaching on Jesus Christ, the one and only Savior, who prayed at the Last Supper, that they may all be one, as you, Father, are in me, and I in you. In his opening address to the bishops on October 11, 1962, Blessed John the 23rd explained his vision for the Second Vatican Council, the 21st Ecumenical Council. He proposed 5 points for achieving his goal. Number 1. Be filled with hope and faith. Do not be prophets of gloom. Divine providence is leading us to a new order of human relations, which by men's own efforts and even beyond their very expectations, are directed towards God's superior and unscrutable design. Number 2. Discover ways of teaching the faith more effectively. The greatest concern of the Ecumenical Council is this, that the sacred deposit of Christian doctrine should be guarded and taught more efficaciously. Number 3. Deepen the understanding of doctrine. Authentic doctrine should be studied and expounded through the methods of research and the literary forms of modern thought. The substance of the ancient doctrine and deposit of the faith is one thing, and the way in which it is presented is another. Number 4. Use the medicine of mercy. Errors vanish as quickly as they arise, like fog before the sun. The Church has always opposed these errors. Frequently, she has condemned them with the greatest severity. Nowadays, the spouse of Christ prefers to make users that she meets the needs of the present day by demonstrating the validity of her teaching rather than by condemnation. Number 5. Seek unity within the Church, with Christians separated from Catholicism, with those of non-Christian religions, and with all men and women of goodwill. Such is the aim of the Second Vatican Ecumenical Council, which prepares, as it were, and consolidates the path toward that unity of mankind where truth reigns, charity is the law, and whose extent is eternity. Blessed Pope John the 23rd, rejoice, O Mother Church. Gaude Mater Ecclesia. Opening address at the Second Vatican Council, October 11, 1962. Pope John Paul II noted that the Second Vatican Council owes much to the immediate past. He wrote the following: The Second Vatican Council was a providential event. It is often considered as a new era in the life of the Church. That is true, but at the same time it is difficult to overlook the fact that the Council drew much from the experience of the immediate past, especially from the intellectual legacy left by Pius XII. In the history of the Church, the old and the new are always closely interwoven. Thus it was for the Second Vatican Council, and for the activity of the popes connected with the Council, starting with John the 23rd, continuing with Paul VI and John Paul I, up to the present Pope, Pope John Paul II, on the coming of the third millennium, Tertio Millennio Advente.